An average boy, Rokurou Okajima, after obtaining his degree from State University, makes his way to Asahi Industries in Tokyo to work and live peacefully. One day on a business trip to deliver the company's important disc at sea, he gets abducted by Dutch, Revi, and Benny of the Lagoon Company. They retrieve the disc from Rokurou, and on Revi's suggestion for obtaining ransom on Rokurou's head, take him along with them to deliver the disc to their client, Balalaika, a member of the Russian Mafia. On Black Lagoon, Dutch and others, instead of treating Rokurou as a hostage, begin building a bond with him. The group takes a break in their journey at the port city of Roanapur, where Dutch gives Rokurou the nickname Rock. The company orders Rokurou's supervisor Kageyama to retrieve the disc from Black Lagoon before it reaches the Russian Mafia. On Kageyama's orders, a mercenary group attacks Black Lagoon in Roanapur's club, but in Dutch's lead, they manage to escape and run away on the Black Lagoon cruise. On the cruise, Kageyama contacts Black Lagoon and informs Rock about the disc containing important nuclear weaponry information of the company, and for the protection of the company's employees, he needs to sacrifice his life. Kageyama also informs him that the company has declared him dead and has also conducted his funeral. Later on the cruise, they are again attacked by an armed gunship helicopter of a mercenary group. After initial fires, the gunship retreats, but a few minutes later it comes back and starts firing to make the Dutch drive Black Lagoon down the river. When they reach the dead end and find no way to escape, Rock depicts the opponent's mind coming up with a plan to face gunship and defeat it. Following Rock's idea, Dutch takes Black Lagoon towards the gunship and with the help of the sunken ship, flies Black Lagoon in the air and launches torpedoes to ultimately destroy the gunship. After defeating the enemy, Lagoon Company goes on its way and reaches Balalaika to hand over the disc. Balalaika gives the disc to Kageyama, who made a contact with the Russian Mafia in exchange for the disc. Kageyama offers to bring Rokurou back home, but instead of going with him, he denies it and declares his name Rock. Lagoon Company welcomes him into the group as a new member, and Rock willingly works for a mafia, which he had never thought of before. After the job with Balalaika ends, Dutch and the others go to their home, which is Lagoon Company's setup. Dutch is then approached by a gangster, Chin, who warns him not to work with Balalaika, but Dutch ignores his warnings. Soon, Lagoon Company is contacted for a job by an anonymous client. Dutch and Lagoon members leave on Black Lagoon, but in the middle of the sea, they are approached by some pirates, who, in reality, were hired by Chin to eliminate Lagoon Company and kill all its members. Dutch Trick fully destroys 2 boats, and Revi destroys others by looping from one boat to the other. The job by an anonymous client appears to be nothing more than a trap set up by Chin. Balalaika comes to know about Chin's plot. She arrives at his place and, after torturing him, kills him. Dutch, as the Lagoon leader, offers a trip to Yellow Flag to come over mental anguish caused by Chin's plot. Lagoon Company is given a task by an antique collector of Spain to retrieve a painting, The 12 Knights, led by Brunhilde, the only tableau painting since the Führer took power. Dutch explains the painting is now sleeping in the sunken submarine, and they have to restore the painting to save the artwork of the artists from the Nazi era. Lagoon Company is tasked because several countries are fighting over the control of water territories in the area where the sunken U-ship is present with the painting. To go deep in the sunken submarine, Revi and Rock wear scuba diver equipment, and Benny instructs them all the way down to the ship. Meantime, Black Lagoon is attacked with 2 missiles by neo-Nazi soldiers who make the task difficult for them. To prevent the attack, Dutch decides to keep the boat at a distance. Revi and Rock enter the sunken submarine and come across all the dead soldiers of the Lost War. Rock finds the painting near Captain's dead body and informs Revi that they must leave the submarine now. However, Revi remains persistent in retrieving more antiques that cost money. When Revi comes after collecting some other antiques, Rock convinces her to leave them, as they are the medals of the soldiers who gave their lives for this. Meantime, neo-Nazi soldiers also dive their pod down to get the painting. They approach the sunken submarine and encounter Revi and Rock as grave robbers. Revi uses her riffle, fights with neo-Nazi soldiers, but in the effort, they lose the painting to the neo-Nazi soldier the Gruppenführer finds. Gruppenführer immediately takes the painting and enters the pod to leave to the surface. Revi and Rock follow them, but end up losing the painting and go back to Black Lagoon. To get the painting from the Nazis' main ship, Revi and Dutch leave Black Lagoon and enter their main ship when they are celebrating the retrieval of the painting. Dutch orders Revi to distract the soldiers, and meantime, he searches for the painting. Following the order, Revi goes on a rampage and kills every soldier coming her way. Lost in blood, when Revy tries to kill an innocent civilian crew, Dutch stops her and reprimands her. After defeating all soldiers, Dutch approaches the Nazi commander, Rachman, talking to the former Schultz-Staffel, Sir Alfred. It reveals Sir Alfred ordered Rachman to retrieve the painting, and Dutch perceives him as the person who also hired Dutch to make sure that the painting will be retrieved. Hearing this, Rachman feels furious, but he loses many Nazi soldiers in the effort. Revy also comes after killing soldiers, and both then end the rampage by killing the commander. When everything settles, Revy informs Dutch that she is not able to accept Rock as one of them and cannot partner with him. Dutch appoints Revy and Rock to various tasks around Roanapur, and Revy grumbles about having to work with Rock. When they stop at the Church of Violence, a group that poses as religious preachers in order to smuggle drugs and illegal weapons, Rock uses his business skills to work out a deal with Yolanda, the leader of the rip-off church. But in the argument, Revy pulls out a gun. Yolanda is inspired by Rock's talent and requests that Revy imitate him. After that, Rock and Revy get into a heated argument in a restaurant over Revy starting to behave like his former superiors in Japan, which leaves Revy speechless. The corrupt Roanapur police chief, Chief WhatsApp, arrives, chastises them for making a scene, and takes Revy and Rock in. Colombian Mafia contacts Lagoon Company to deliver a hostage boy, and Dutch assigns Rock to keep an eye on the boy. Rock learns the boy's background, and his name is Garcia, the only heir of the richest family in America, Lovelace. However, Garcia is confident that he will be saved by Lovelace's family maid, Roberta. Meantime, Roberta, in search of Garcia, is confronted by Colombian Mafia in a bar. As Dutch and others enter the bar to reach Colombian Mafia, they get stunned to see Roberta firing brutally at Colombian Mafia. During the combat, Revy unintentionally discloses the presence of the Lagoon Company. As a result, Roberta throws a grenade at her, knocking her out. Dutch takes unconscious Revy and instructs Rock to run away. As Rock is about to escape with the Lagoon Company, Garcia argues to take him alongside as he can't see his loving maid Roberta having bloodshed. When the Lagoon Company runs away, and Roberta stands heartbroken by Garcia's words, surviving members of the Colombian Mafia identify Roberta as the former FARC guerrilla with a large prize on her head. After dealing with Mafia members, Roberta chases the Lagoon Company. Roberta catches up to the group while they are taking Garcia with them. As she gets on the car's back, Dutch tries to shoot her, but she manages to dodge and gets on the car's roof. As the car's tire has already gone, the continuous shooting from Roberta and Dutch causes Benny to crash the car in the port. Roberta crashes in a container, still stands to fight more. On the other hand, Revy also awakes, and when she watches Roberta ready for fight, she instantly gets out of the car and gets ready to fight Roberta. Eventually, the fierce gun battle between women begins. Revy and Roberta both shoots each other several times from distance, and Roberta manages to get a bullet into the great Revy's shoulder. Revy and Roberta continue to fight each other until Balalaika suddenly arrives with an army in tow and orders the two to stop fighting. Balalaika reveals Roberta's true identity to Garcia, that she is a former FARC guerrilla who is most wanted assassin in Cuba for multiple kidnappings and murders. Roberta accepts her sins, but claims that she had no intention of deceiving Garcia. Garcia claims that Roberta is a vital member of his family. Now, to finish the duel, Roberta and Revy fight bare hands and fight until they knock each other, and the match ends with a draw. Afterward, Garcia returns home with Roberta, and Benny discloses to Rock that Balalaika's men are former Soviet special forces who made a name for themselves during the Soviet-Afghan War. Mr. Chang, the leader of the Roanapur Triad, contacts the Lagoon Company to convey a suitcase with data on the Protectors of the Islamic Front, a terrorist organization, to the CIA. 5 teams will leave Roanapur at the same time, with different destinations. There are 5 cases, but only one contains the data, and their goal is Filipino base on Basilan Island. While they are discussing the circumstances, they are attacked by terrorists. But Chang and Revy fight with them to make a way for the company to leave for their mission. They quickly flee without listening, though, as Chang is ready to reveal the mission's password to them. The group is on their way to their mission through a boat, where Revy tells them that Chang had given the password, which is, the Triad is super cool. Meanwhile, with the help of the foresight of an Islamic terrorist, leader Masahiro Takanaka chase after the group. When Dutch notices they have taken enemy's eye, he orders Rock and Revy to get off at Zamboanga and use the Zodiac to get to Basilan. Dutch takes the papers and gives them an empty case, but Revy and Rock do not know that. As Revy and Rock leave for their mission, the terrorists chase them back. As the two approach there, they encounter Takanaka, who pretends as their getaway driver. Revi sees through his deceptions and tries to escape, but Takanaka captures Rock with the case. As some more terrorists arrive, Revi tries to escape. Suddenly, Shenhua, an assassin working for Chang, saves Revi. Revi persuades her and her companion Ligarch to save Rock so they can get the papers back. Takanaka starts questioning Rock about the documents. When Rock asks him why, he keeps up the fight for a hopeless cause. He responds that he fights to give significance to the sacrifices he made in the past for his convictions. Ibraha, Takanaka's teammate, asks Takanaka whether he can torture Rock due to the light-hearted interrogation method, but Takanaka declines. In no time, Revi and Shenhua come to Rock's rescue, and after spreading bloodshed, take Rock out of enemies' hands. Ibraha and Takanaka take some other soldier car to follow Rock, but Shenhua, with her blade-using skills, keeps giving Ibraha and others a tough time. After Shenhua, Revi comes up with double-handed fire and attack to ultimately destroy the majority of the opponent cars. Revi's bunker keeps going out of the enemy range, but Ibraha does not take it and orders to keep chasing them. However, Takanaka wants Ibraha to retreat, but when he denies it and remains persistent, Takanaka shoots and gives the order himself. Revi gives the CIA agents the documents and warns Rock not to be kidnapped once more.